entire world is facing recession conditions, especially economic recession due to this pandemic situation. Many sectors are affected, not only in India but also in other countries. The productivity, production, service, everything as a commercial activity is affected. We have to see what can be done to overcome the recession. We have to face the recession, we have to overcome the recession, and we have to survive, succeed the recession also. There is no other way. We are at the dead end, we have to face the consequences, we have to prepare for the problems, if any, we have to be prepared for sacrifice to face the recession. What are the symptoms of recession? The symptoms are people will be more careful in spending. They want to have money with them in liquid or in bank deposits. So they'll spend only for necessities, selectively for comforts, and avoid or postpone for luxury expenditure. Means low sales of luxury properties, vehicles, and luxury expenditure. So when the people doesn't have money to spend for luxuries, and that is whatever their habits has to be changed. They have to sacrifice past habits and lifestyle. Not only themselves, the children, family also has to change. The same way, the business entities also has to shift from marketing, luxury, lavish malls or exhibitions like that, from to storage, delivery, supply, procurement from manufacturers. So this is one opportunity that can be done. So what are the funds available to meet this decision? Where are the funds available? Indian economy is strong enough. The Indians are having funds to invest, provided they have confidence on the commercial entity. Recently, we have seen the bonds market is flourished by funds, especially the ailing Air India, which offered for bonds for 1,000 crores, but they could collect 20,000 crores from the public, out of which 13 crores refunded, only 7,000 crores retained by the Air India. So this is the investors' confidence on commercial organizations of India. And let us analyze what is the reason for recession. First, let us try to understand what is the reason and how to. Then only we can find the solution for that. We can overcome this one. We can try to overcome that. Spending. Many people, many commercial organizations, even countries also, spending more than their sources of income. Means expenditure is more than their incomes. So that will lead to deficit financing. One year deficit finance carried forward to next year, and that adds to the next year carry forward. And after some time, after 3-4 years, it will become 1 year budget or half year's budget like that. So it will become overburden any individual commercial organization as well as governments also. So what we have to do is, first we have to restrict our expenditure within the income and limits. So the surplus, the deficit will be eroded, and anything left surplus will be used for repayment of earlier commitments. So every individual, commercial organization, governments also should restrict their expenditures within the incomes earned. Means they should have some cushion or surplus of earning over the expenditure. Reason is borrowing. Even any overspending, then the income leads to borrowing from others or from government or from public or from banks. So that will lead to future financial commitments. So one is unable to meet present expenditure. If financial commitments comes to repayment, so that will add burden on the borrower. So if you restrict your borrowing only for earning and investment, but not for spending, only borrowing should not be for regular expenditure. It should be only for earning and investments, but not for spending. So that should be one of the condition, self-regulation to be maintained by the borrowers. Next, lending. This is with regarding the lenders, maybe banks and financial institutions or private lenders, NBFCs or anything. So they has to, all the financial institutions or the lenders should think of financing only for earning, but not for spending. If only the borrower earns from the investment or loan received from the financial institution, he can repay installments comfortably and he can settle the account and he will be in a position to live happily. Otherwise, if you lend for spending, borrower may come under debt trap and he may not be in a position to repay, and sometimes he may be in a position to default also, delay also, sometimes delay leads to default also. So also sometimes the borrower may come under social, mentally stress and he will be in a position to earn money either at any cost to repay the loans. So that will become that will affect on the society for his unlawful activities or illegal activities or unethical practices to earn that money. Next is about future. What happens in the future if the spending is more than the earning? So there will not be any surplus. Surplus only will ensure savings and become investment. If you want to secure your future, you should have investment for the future. Maybe bank deposits, maybe properties, maybe shares, any asset, maybe from 10 rupees to 10 lakhs or 10 crores. What are the investment that will secure your future? Expenditure is more than the earning. You will not be having surplus. Maybe government or commercial organization or individuals, there will not be anything left to secure their future. So they will be under stress about the security of the future, and they cannot contribute to the strengthening of the economy also. This will add another problem, not only for individuals. It is not good situation for not comfortable situation for any one individual, company or government also. Next, I stated earlier, character. Sometimes over borrowing may affect the character of individual also. In the first year, he is over borrowed, means it will carry to next year, and that over borrowed to third year also. It will be 3 years burden will be there, and at that time or fourth year, fifth year, the borrower character may change to earn to repay at any cost, at anything, doing ethical, unethical, or everything to earn to repay the loans. That is one of the social, that can be another social burden on the economy. Next, what are the symptoms for recession? There will be no funds, insufficient funds to spend. Insufficient funds means there is no savings. No savings means no investment. No investment means no future security. So one should have sufficient funds, comfortable funds to lead respectful life, to lead comfortable life. And this will affect economic slowdown. Means once individual, he doesn't have saving, means he has to depend on borrowing, means in the same way, commercial borrowings also will increase and economy will slow down after some time. It will crash. If everybody is borrowing, the lenders will not be available. Means the investments are spent and it will not have any money to spend, but everything liability loans will be there, and that will reduce the movement of economic activity, and that will result into economic slowdown and also wealth creation. So when there are no savings, no investments, means no wealth creation also. Every wealth creation, maybe infrastructure, manufacturing sector, skill development, innovation, creativity, education, everything needs investment. That investment should be provided from savings only, but not from borrowing. So that also, that section means wealth creation for future. It is for the wealth creation. All these longer projects will benefit only for the next generation, may not be for this period. So that will be affected in the next generation also. Next is defect. What will happen if the money is not used properly? If the money sources, financial sources are not utilized for investments or for earning, so for repayment has to be repayment commitment has to be fulfilled by the borrower. For that purpose, they have to depend on diversion of funds, defaults, delays, deficit financing, and defunct. The company also may become defunct. So this is a social loss, economic loss, financial loss, and also nation's image also. So all these should be considered before spending more than the earning. To face this situation, we advise the following suggestions for the consideration. Policies. Every policy should be to inculcate discipline, sacrifice, dedication, and commitment not to spend more than their earning. So that policy will ensure the borrower not to cross his limits of earning, and also maybe the company, and maybe it's a government. So the surplus should, just like FRBM Act for nations, sovereignty borrowing, which cannot be more than 5% of GDP. In the same way, commercials, individuals also should be, borrowing limit should not be more than their earning capacity. Savings made compulsory, not tax benefit, it is compulsory. Then it will become more and more funds available for future investments. So if you want to advise the people to save, they have to sacrifice their deeds, their wishes, whims, not only themselves, their family members also, and everybody. So that will inculcate discipline. Today's sacrifice, tomorrow's investment. Tomorrow's investment is secured future. So this policy should be inculcated not only for individuals, it also for commercial organizations, country's economy also. Next, investments. So all the governments, all the policies should encourage savings. Save first, spend next. That should be the policy. Instead of no surplus, encourage savings, investments in fixed deposits, financial, especially financial assets, maybe deposits, bonds, debentures, shares. And these financial assets should create wealth, means will be used to create wealth. So that should be, all the investments should be in the financial assets, including insurance premiums, mutual funds, and which ensures security of the funds invested, income thereon, as well as liquidity and tax benefits to the investor. Next, how should the economy should function? Individual economy, commercial economy, or national economy also. It should function with a commitment to transform spending economy to saving economy. So how it comes? Means spending, Western countries, developed nations consider spending economy is development. But whereas ASEAN countries consider saving economy as development. So all these efforts and policies should be to transform the economy from spending economy to saving economy. Spending economy is different from investment economy. If anything spent, it will not come back. If anything investment is made, it will come back with income and comfortness to the investor. Difference has to be understood. Next, how to use the funds received? All the funds received from savings as investments or financial assets should be used to create wealth, maybe infrastructure, innovation, manufacturing, agriculture, skill development. All these things are not for anything except for wealth creation, but not for lending for spending, and that will add wealth to wealth, and that will multiply the wealth, multiplying income, that will multiply the security of the investor also. Next, what should be the nature of assets? Nature of assets should be maybe individual or commercial or government. It should transform all the ideal assets as ideal assets. Ideal assets will not create any income and it will not add any value except pride. Maybe you can say gold or plots, which will not yield any income unless the value increases there. Whereas in ideal asset, investments, it will be used in wealth creation and it will be a part of economic development, part of future security, and part of assurance to the investor. So that should be the idea of all individuals, government, and policies are also in that direction, that every asset, every investment should earn something, and safety and liquidity should be ensured to the investor. Suppose if the asset is, instead of, if a person is investing in gold, if he converts the gold into, sold the gold and make a deposit in the bank will lend to some other sector, agriculture, maybe for manufacturing sector. That sector will flourish with the help of the funds given by the converted of selling the gold to financial asset. Next, protection. What protection can we give to wealth creating sectors? Who are the wealth creating sectors as stated earlier? Farmers, manufacturing sector, and infrastructure development. These longer period projects will ensure safety of investment to depositors, because the wealth is there that will earn some income and that can be used to repay. Means you can say national highway projects, we can say railway projects, we can say power corporation projects. All these projects uses the funds of the depositors or bond holders or anybody, and that will ensure repayment with interest. So only wealth creating sector can repay the investments with interest and security offered to the investor. If you given a loan to a person who is spending, he may not be in a position to repay after 5 years, after 2 years, because he is always spending is more than the earning. So, but if you give the same thing to the manufacturer, he may use the funds to create new product or additional products, and that will add his profit. He will be in a position to repay the loans comfortably. Next, welfare. So economy development means not only wealth creation, there should be welfare also should be considered. Whose welfare? citizens, all citizens welfare should be concerned. Means all the manufacturers, service providers should be ensured of advanced price mechanism. Means whatever the price is going to charge should be assured, and as well as the quality quantity standards is to prescribe, and the price is going to get that will ensure the income to the manufacturers and service providers. The same way the consumers also should be protected. Consumers also welfare also should be considered. That is, all consumers should be assured of best quality, quantity, timely supply and price. So this will ensure the welfare of both the manufacturer as well as the consumers. Without assuring welfare to both of these sectors, situation may be difficult, and once it will become exploitation, means manufacturers may exploit the consumers, or the consumers may cut short, means expect distress sale from the manufacturers. That will sometimes consumer may benefited, sometimes manufacturer may be benefited. So to prevent that situation, there should be a fair price policy for all services manufacturer, all goods manufactured, services provided. The same way, the better price to consumers with quality, quantity, timely supply. Next is infrastructure. Major projects can be taken up. Major projects of infrastructure can maybe roads, power, connectivity. All these can be infrastructure projects, and that is possible only by longer period funds. And all these infrastructure projects, because they are earning income after some time, that will be in a position to repay with interest or income to the investor. That will ensure repayment as per maturity period and also interest income thereon. Otherwise, it will be difficult to repay as per schedule. Next, connectivity. So, to overcome the recession, what we need is connectivity also. Because now we are seeing many people are shifting from urban places to rural places, and also they are comfortably living there, working from home because of connectivity. Maybe that is power connectivity, net connectivity, digital connectivity, or transportation connectivity, education connectivity. Everything is provided in rural places also. So that is assuring the comfortness to people staying in rural places, as well as reducing congestion at the urban places. So people are shifting from urban places to rural places because there is connectivity, transportation, sufficient power and transport facilities are available. Next, productivity. To overcome this recession, we need highest productivity also for the resources used, maybe financial resources, human resources, natural resources. Highest productivity has to be achieved without affecting employment. Means there should not be any unemployment, and productivity should increase. It doesn't mean reducing the cost, doesn't mean removing the employees. Reducing the cost means increasing the products, increasing the productivity, and reducing the cost and wastage and damage, and that will protect the employment as well as better price to consumers and better return on investment to invest into commercial organizations and security to the investors. So this highest productivity is possible at every time. Now this may be 10%, next maybe it may be 12%, next maybe 14%, like that. Every addition to the productivity, highest productivity means producing the higher quantity in the same time or reducing the cost for the same resources used. So that is productivity, enhancement of productivity. That will add profit to the entrepreneur, and that will add repayment assurance to the investor and comfortness to the consumer also. Next, management. One more step required to face the recession is management. Everything depends upon the performance of the management of a commercial organization. If the management is inefficient, every successful company also turn into a loss-making company. It is just like an inefficient driver making the vehicle, causing the vehicle accident, even if you give a very good vehicle, very conditioned vehicle also. But if the driver is good, he will see that the vehicle is safe and passengers are safe and vehicle is in good condition and it will reach the destination on time. The same way, if the management is inefficient, management cannot achieve the results expected from that management. You change the management if it is required, and if the country losses for more than 3 years continuously, it is advisable to change the management because of their inefficiency or inability, incapability, and encourage efficient management. Investment is not management. Investment is part of management. Investment can be a reason for management, but management cannot be a reason for investment. So management company should be separately, management company is separated from investment company, and management efficiency is the ultimate profit giver to the shareholders, investors, consumers, nation, as well as every sector will be improved with the efficiency of the management. Otherwise, if the management is not efficient enough, there will be diversion of funds, delay, defect, default, and suppose if the management is unable to convert the organization to profitability within 3 years, you change the management, and also you make them responsible for any previous periods, delays, defaults, diversion of funds, defects, and everything what they have done in the past. Unless they prove that it is not with their intention, but if there is intention, everything depends upon the efficiency of internal management. Internal management should be efficient enough to convert the commercial organization into profitability. So every commercial organization should be first profitable, next survive, third revive. Whichever is closed also should be revived, and that will add economic strength. That will reduce the recession effect. So these are some of the suggestions what we bring to the notice of the regulators or the government or to those commercial enterprise, commercial organizations, or associations of commercial organizations.